Hey guys, it's Lewis, and the car we are going to be reviewing today is the 2009 Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet 997 series. Now this is just an exciting car. As some of you might have noticed already, we got it started up. You hear that twin turbo engine, sounds amazing. And just looking at it, like, I'm turning my head just to look at this thing, how nice the car is. But while I'm recording my camera, I can see the car, so I'm gonna try to do it that way instead of turning my head. Because I don't know how to edit out all the background noises yet. And when I turn my head, the sound, it makes the audience, or like, you know how the audience watching this, it makes it hard to hear for them. So this is a fast car. Once you get over 86 miles per hour, the wing rises up, so you get more power in it, and that is cool. So the engine in this car is a 3.6 liter flat 6-cylinder engine. So it's a flat 6 engine, and even for a 6-cylinder engine, this still makes a great sound. It's not a V10 or V12. This, I think, probably sounds better than some V12s. Like, yes, a 6-cylinder engine sounds better than a V12. That sound is so cool. I just love the sound. I can listen to it all day. Let's get into the speed of this car. You got 480 horsepower. Red lines come in about at 6,500 RPM. On the speedometer inside the car, it might say 8,000 RPM. That's still fast, and it was back in 2009. And this is fast for an exotic car. I know a lot of cars have 8,000 RPM today. That's fine. It's a fast car. You got a nice louver over there. That's one of my favorite parts on the Porsche turbos. And it looks modern. This car looks brand new, 2021. It's 12 years old, and it looks so modern for an older car. Now, I believe this car to be a future classic supercar. Why I say that is because a lot of Porsche 911s are classic. Like, they came out in the 1960s, and before that, they had the 356s, which are getting so classic now. And like the 70s, 80s, even 90s Porsches are classic. So this, I believe, to be a future classic. When new pricing was about, it was well over 100,000, especially for a Cabriolet convertible model. Prices have dropped. You could buy one now for under 100,000. Maybe even down to like 50,000 for a classic car that should be shooting up in value. So I think, my opinion, because I'm an expert at cars that knows a lot, I think that this car is at its down point, and in the next few years it would start shooting up. I believe this car, the average price over 100,000 within a couple years. This car is just going to shoot up because it's an exotic car. It could go almost 200 miles an hour, and the looks of it look like a classic insane car. So it has a 6-speed manual, and it's comfortable. It's a comfortable car. As the interior is nice. And you also got more stuff in this car. Like, it's extremely fun to drive. Extremely fun. Which a lot of classic cars obviously are fun to drive, so you expect this to be fun. It just looks fun. And it looks exotic. Alright, so now I'm going to show you more stuff about this car, and we're going to do like a walk around. So right there is the 6-cylinder engine. A twin turbo. And as you notice, it says turbo right here. Which is reminding you that you have a turbo car and a turbo engine. So a lot of cars, the engines are in the front. This car is different. A lot of exotic cars might have engines in the back. And you got more information here about the Porsche itself. Just give me time to read that. Just check out the rims of this car. You got Pirelli tires, P0, and you got red calipers and luxurious and sport exotic rims. And the front of it looks like a normal Porsche. I always like the headlines for the Porsche 911s, and they look like a dipped egg, kind of. So a lot of exotic cars have deep trunks. You don't have a lot of room in here. Like a lot of other cars I review, you can fit golf clubs in them. This one, you probably can't. No, you can't fit golf clubs in this. You got not a lot of storage. Maybe one small suitcase or a couple small suitcases could fit in there. And got your Porsche logo right there, if you can see it. So here is what the car looks like with the top down. It looks like a roadster Porsche. Kind of does remind me of the 1950s 356 Porsche, even though they're totally different now. They have similar body shape, just totally different in the styling and luxury. And the 356 was not an exotic car. This turbo is exotic, I'd say, and a collector's item. So check out the interior of the Porsche 911 Turbo. It got a lot of cool stuff in here. It's just a nice interior. You got a leather interior. Nice. Got your radio. As you can tell, this is old. It's from 2009. The car. Here you got your airbag. And there's your speedometer, if you could see it, going up to 225 miles per hour. Red line's at 6,500 RPM. And it says turbo right there, reminding you, you got a Porsche 911 Turbo. And safety issues, it reminds you to put on your seatbelt while you're in this car. This car, the modes you got regular standard mode, and you also got sport mode, which boosts out the turbos. Right here, you got another cool item in this car. I have another airbag right here. A cool door handle, I think. I know Ferrari makes great door handles, and this does look like a Ferrari, I would say. Still cool for 2009. I like the gray color of this car. So I forgot to point out, since this is fast, how low it is to the ground. As we all know, car enthusiasts, that fast cars tend to be low to the ground because it could produce and give more speed to the car. As this car could put out a good 200 miles an hour without rivet. And some of that speed is probably from the car being other cars like a Cadillac Escalade or SUVs like Porsche Cayenne, stay on topic of Porsche today, they're more higher than the ground. They're fast because they give their engines, they can't handle the power this big could handle. So a brief history of the 997 generation. They've been around like 2009. They made like the new generation not long after this. So this was well into the 997 turbo days. I understand it looks brand new, consider it being a 12-year-old car. It's only a year, 2 years younger than me. I just love that sound. So now we're taking the car for a test drive. I can't drive yet, as some of you might know, because I'm not 16. If I was 16, I might be driving this. That's just fun. That was almost 75 miles an hour on a main road, not even the highway. When you go fast, you hear a lot of the noise. It's kind of quiet when you're not going fast. It gets loud when you start doing some acceleration like that. And it's about at 4,000 or 5,000 RPM when you do that. So when you hit the brakes on this car, you might, as heard or hear, the engine revving up. Because that sounds good. And honestly sounds like an exotic car. It just feels like one. By a Jaguar dealership right there. We got cool Range Rovers right there. They're always the cool SUV market. Because it's Jaguar Land Rover. They're like usually at the same dealerships. There's the engine revving up when you hit the brakes. Usually when you're at a red light, like right now. So now we are about to get on the highway. We are going to go fast. That was just pushing 100 miles an hour. So this car is unique because 2009 was the last year where they had the same exact engine in the 997 Turbo. And I forgot to point out that the owner of this car is driving his favorite car of all time right now in his favorite brand, Porsche. And Porsche is a great brand, I get it. And as you can tell, it's fun to drive. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on any new videos. That's going to do it. See you in the next